Good afternoon. Welcome to the FXReturn.com weekly market preview for the euro, the pound, dollar Swiss, dollar yen, all for Tuesday, October 22nd, 2008. It's about 15:30 GMT. My support and resistance numbers were updated in the last hour, and we can see the euro trading in the background at 31.76, even down from the 32.04 just from a brief time ago. We're in the C wave of an Elliott wave ABC type correction, and the market can look for support down closer to the bottom of this trend line around 29.30. Resistance moves to 33.41, our previous important level, and then above to 38.80 before we can look for any significant correction. To the downside, below 29.30, there's not much until 2100. Let's take a look at the chart. See 1, 2, and then big wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, A, B, and then Elliott wave C. And you can see how wave 3 broke up into 5 waves. We had Elliott wave 1, 2, 3, wave 4, a little ascending triangle, and wave 5 that made up wave 3. So you can see there's been a good Elliott wave pattern in the euro. The euro is a very good technical market to trade. You can see 31.61 right now, even dropping further. We look at the weekly, still building momentum to the downside, and stochastic still trading under the 20 line. So 31.62. We look at the dailies real quickly. We can see that the euro is just filling out its downtrend channel. You can see the bottom down there around 29.30, 31.63. Currently, it looked like this was a failed, almost reverse head and shoulders that pushed the C wave. MACD still building to the downside. The British Pound 69.81 currently. We look at the weeklies, still building a lot of momentum to the downside, trading back through the 20 line. We can look at support. Next support in the British Pound 6,500. We just came through a very important 69.80 level. We're sitting right at it. It was traded up as the euro GBP is unwinding. You can look at 62.90 below 6,500 to the upside. 72.70. It's a very important level with 74.70 above it. We look at euro yen, which is trading very closely to the Dow. 32.61 doesn't portend good things to the Dow Jones either. With the oscillator trading in front of the trigger and the MACD just pushing to the downside, you can see that we're coming back on this weekly retouch of the trend line. When I take a look at my charts, I saw 31.80 and then the bottom of this trend line at 28.10. With a correlating level of 23.52 equal to the 2100 in the euro. Resistance 35.80 and then the big 39.78 level. Euro yen doesn't look so great. Dollar Swiss, on the other hand, is making waves to the upside. You can see we're just hitting this 150-day exponential moving average of 1544, but stochastic still looks strong. We look at our interior wave count. You can see a trend channel, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a little correction, ABC, and then 1, 2. And it looks like we're about to break out into the third wave on a trend channel that has been built. This is the Elliott wave trend channel. He was one of the first to come up with the idea of a trend channel for this type of analysis. He wasn't given a lot of credit for that, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ABC, and then 1, 2 onwards to wave 3, it appears. MAC still building to the upside. We look at Canadian dollar, it has had its third wave, and we're sitting at the top of this trend channel, 21.62. We can look at the levels. In the dollar Swiss, we still got that 1.1816 above our 1541, and we look at dollar Canadian, we can see 21.21, and we've just broken it. We were just trading below at 20.70. Now you can look 21.21, just moving much higher to the upside. That's the next level. That moves over to the resist support column, and you got to look at 25.53 is the next level. And then we look at dollar yen, still in its downtrend, 100.71, supports at 100 even. We can look at the dailies. You can see the trend channel that it's in. It's still curling back a little bit, but the moving averages are crossed to the downside. It's moving very strongly with euro yen, pulling it down. It's moving the opposite of dollar Canadian, dollar Swiss. It's just not moving very much to the upside. They do call the yen sleeping giant. So any moves back up, any corrective moves to the upside, I think would be fairly fairly possible if we can get back above the 103 level. But until then, we have to remain that it's in its downtrend following euro yen and the pound and the the euro versus US dollar. On the opposite side, Swiss franc looks like it's breaking out to the upside. And you can see the Canadian dollar already did so. So this has been our FXReturn.com weekly preview for the markets on the technical side of things. Let's take a look at our weekly calendar. And we can see at our website at FXReturn.com our weekly calendar of events. So for the rest of this week, we've got a ton trading plan for our next big event, Aussie CPI, tomorrow at 0030 GMT. We've got a 1.0 forecast down from the previous 1.5. We have a ton trade on news plan for that. Then we have our Canadian core retail sales at 12:30 GMT, 8:30 East Coast, and you can see the forecast 0.3 as opposed to last previous 04, where we also have a ton trade on news plan for that. We move on to Thursday. We start off with retail sales figures out of the UK at 8:30 GMT, 4:30 a.m. East Coast time. Mixed in there is the New Zealand official cash rate coming in at 20 GMT, 2000 hours GMT for that event. And then we get into the preliminary GDP figures Q over Q on Friday at 8:30 GMT, 4:30 a.m. minus 0.2 as opposed to 0.0. We have a ton trade on news plan for that. And as we move into the rest of the news, we can see we have the Canadian core CPI month over month data 0.3. And then we have the U.S. existing home sales figures, 4.95 million is our forecast. And we have a ton trade on news plan for that. So that's all for our ton trade on news auto trading software. These are all of our high impact news events that we have a trading for. Be sure to check out the website FX Return for our LP intraday trading signals and our ton auto trading software. So thanks so much for following along today with our weekly preview for Tuesday, October 21st. Have a great week trading, and I will see you tomorrow for our Australian CPI ton trade on news event. Bye-bye.